Did you know there are 3 forgotten vitamins that could be the missing piece in your blood sugar management puzzle, especially if you're over 50? One of these vitamins might already be dangerously low in your system if you're taking metformin, and you probably have no idea. I'm about to share with you 3 essential vitamins that can help stabilize your glucose levels naturally, reduce inflammation, protect your nerves, and potentially improve your insulin sensitivity. By the end of this presentation, you'll understand exactly which vitamins these are, how to recognize the warning signs of deficiency, where to find them naturally, and most importantly, how to discuss safe supplementation with your doctor. Let me start with a story that might sound familiar. Last month, Margaret, a 58-year-old woman from Ohio, came to see me frustrated and exhausted. She'd been managing type 2 diabetes for 8 years, taking metformin religiously, counting carbs, and trying to exercise when her energy allowed. But despite her best efforts, her morning glucose readings were still unpredictable. She felt constantly tired, and she'd started experiencing tingling in her feet that worried her about neuropathy. Her doctor kept adjusting her medication, but something was still missing from the picture. After running comprehensive blood work, we discovered something revealing. Margaret's vitamin D level was critically low at just 18 nmol. Her B12 was borderline deficient, and while her vitamin C wasn't technically deficient, it was far from optimal for someone dealing with the oxidative stress of diabetes. Within 6 months of addressing these deficiencies alongside her existing treatment plan, Margaret's morning glucose readings became more predictable, her energy returned, and that concerning tingling in her feet significantly improved. Margaret's story isn't unique. As we age, especially after 50, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing nutrients from food. Add diabetes to the equation, and you're facing a perfect storm of factors that can lead to vitamin deficiencies that silently sabotage your blood sugar control. The medications we rely on, like metformin, can interfere with the absorption of certain vitamins. Changes in our digestive system, reduced sun exposure, and often a more limited diet all contribute to gaps in our nutritional status. But here's what's important to understand right from the start. These vitamins are not a replacement for your prescribed diabetes medications. They're not a magic cure that will eliminate your need for proper medical care. Instead, think of them as powerful allies in your comprehensive diabetes management strategy. They work behind the scenes to support insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, protect your nervous system, and help your body better handle the metabolic stress that comes with diabetes. Before we dive deep into each of these 3 vitamins, I need to emphasize something crucial for your safety. Always consult with your healthcare provider before starting any new supplements, especially if you have kidney disease, a history of kidney stones, absorption problems, if you're taking blood thinners, or if you're on multiple medications. Vitamins can interact with medications and medical conditions in ways you might not expect. Regular monitoring through blood tests and glucose readings is essential, and never take megadoses of any vitamin without medical supervision. Now, let me give you a roadmap of what we're going to cover today. First, we'll explore vitamin D3 and how it influences insulin sensitivity and inflammation. Then we'll dive into vitamin B12, which is crucial for nerve function and energy, and is particularly important if you're taking metformin. Finally, we'll discuss vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that can help manage post-meal glucose spikes and support vascular health. Along the way, I'll show you how to measure your results, avoid common mistakes, and create a practical action plan you can discuss with your doctor. So why are these vitamins particularly essential for diabetics over 50? The aging process naturally reduces our body's ability to absorb nutrients efficiently. Our stomach acid production decreases, which affects B12 absorption. Our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Our overall antioxidant capacity diminishes, making us more vulnerable to oxidative stress. When you add diabetes to this picture, these age-related changes become amplified. High blood glucose levels create additional oxidative stress, medications can interfere with nutrient absorption, and the chronic inflammation associated with diabetes increases our nutritional Silent deficiencies are particularly dangerous because they can gradually worsen your blood sugar control without obvious symptoms initially. You might attribute fatigue to getting older or dismiss muscle aches as normal aging, when in reality, these could be signs that your body is crying out for specific nutrients that could significantly improve your diabetes management. Let's begin with our first essential vitamin, vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is far more than just a vitamin for bone health, though that's how most people think of it. For people with diabetes, vitamin D3 acts as a hormone-like substance that plays a crucial role in modulating inflammation throughout your body. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire that makes your cells more resistant to insulin, making it harder for glucose to enter your cells where it's needed for energy. When you have adequate vitamin D3 levels, this inflammation is better controlled, potentially improving your insulin sensitivity. Research has shown that people with higher vitamin D levels tend to have better glucose control and reduced risk of diabetic complications. The vitamin helps regulate the immune system, reducing the autoimmune component that can contribute to type 1 diabetes and the inflammatory processes that worsen insulin resistance in type 2 diabetes. It also plays a role in the health of beta cells in your pancreas, the cells responsible for producing insulin. Who tends to need vitamin D3 the most? If you spend most of your time indoors, whether due to work, mobility issues, or lifestyle, you're at risk. People with darker skin need more sun exposure to produce the same amount of vitamin D as those with lighter skin, especially if living in northern climates. If you've been diagnosed with osteopenia or osteoporosis, there's a good chance your vitamin D levels need attention. Older adults are particularly vulnerable because aging skin produces vitamin D less efficiently, and many seniors have limited sun exposure. The signs and symptoms of vitamin D deficiency can be subtle at first. Persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest is often one of the first indicators. Deep bone pain or muscle aches, especially in your back, ribs, or legs, can signal low vitamin D. If you've experienced more falls or feel unsteady on your feet, this could be related to the muscle weakness that comes with vitamin D deficiency. Frequent infections might also indicate that your immune system isn't functioning optimally due to inadequate vitamin D levels. The gold standard test for vitamin D status is the 25-hydroxyvitamin D blood test, often written as 25-OHD on your lab results. Most experts agree that levels below 20 ml indicate deficiency. Levels between 20 to 30 ml are considered insufficient, and optimal levels for people with diabetes are generally between 30-50 ml. Though some practitioners prefer to see levels between 40 to 60 ml. When it comes to food sources of vitamin D3, your options are somewhat limited, which is why deficiency is so common. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and tuna are among the best dietary sources. Egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens contain more vitamin D than conventional eggs. Many foods are fortified with vitamin D, including milk, some cereals, and orange juice. Though these usually contain vitamin D2, which isn't as effective as D3, however, the most natural and efficient way to boost your vitamin D levels is through safe sun exposure. Your skin can produce thousands of units of vitamin D in just 10-15 minutes of midday sun exposure, depending on your skin tone, location, and the time of year. For people with fair skin, 10 to 15 minutes of sun exposure on your arms and legs several times a week can significantly boost your vitamin D production. Those with darker skin may need 30 minutes or more to produce the same amount. The key word here is safe sun exposure. You want to get enough sun to stimulate vitamin D production without burning your skin or increasing your skin cancer risk. The best time is usually between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. when the sun's UVB rays are strongest. Start with shorter exposures and gradually increase the time as your skin adapts. Always protect your face with a hat or sunscreen, as facial skin is more sensitive and prone to damage. When sun exposure and diet aren't enough, vitamin D3 supplementation becomes necessary. Vitamin D3, also called cholecalciferol, is more effective at raising blood levels than vitamin D2. Since vitamin D is fat-soluble, it's best absorbed when taken with a meal that contains healthy fats. Some people find it helpful to divide their daily dose, taking part in the morning and part in the evening, though this isn't necessary for everyone. The appropriate dosage varies significantly from person to person and should be determined based on your current blood levels, your individual risk factors, and your doctor's recommendation. Some people need just 1,000 IU daily to maintain optimal levels, while others may need 4,000 IU or more, especially during the winter months or if they have severe deficiency. Here's where I need to emphasize precautions. Vitamin D toxicity is rare but serious. Taking megadoses without medical supervision can lead to dangerously high calcium levels in your blood, which can cause kidney stones, kidney damage, and heart rhythm problems. This is particularly concerning for people with diabetes who may already have some degree of kidney function compromise. Always work with your healthcare provider to determine the right dose and monitor your levels with periodic blood tests. If you have kidney disease, you need special consideration because your kidneys play a crucial role in activating vitamins D. Some forms of kidney disease actually require prescription forms of activated vitamin D, rather than standard supplements. If you're taking certain medications, including thiazide diuretics, which are sometimes prescribed for blood pressure control in diabetics, vitamin D supplementation needs to be carefully monitored, as these medications can increase calcium absorption. Let me give you a practical mini habit to implement. Take your vitamin D3 supplement with your main meal that contains the most healthy fats. For most people, this is dinner, where you might have salmon, avocado, olive oil, or nuts. This simple timing strategy can significantly improve your absorption and help you get the most benefit from your supplement. Now, I want you to think about your own vitamin D status. Have you ever had your vitamin D levels tested? This is crucial information for managing your diabetes effectively. If you've had it tested and know your levels, that's fantastic. If you've never had this important test, I strongly encourage you to ask your doctor about it at your next appointment. Moving on to our second essential vitamin, vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is absolutely critical for people with diabetes, particularly those taking Metformin, which is often the first-line medication prescribed for type 2 diabetes. B12 plays a vital role in nerve function, the formation of red blood cells, and DNA synthesis. When your B12 levels are inadequate, you may experience symptoms that can be mistaken for diabetic complications or simply attributed to getting older. The relationship between Metformin and B12 is particularly important to understand. Metformin, while being an excellent and safe medication for diabetes management, can interfere with the absorption of vitamin B12 in your small intestine. This happens because metformin affects the intrinsic factor, a protein necessary for B12 absorption, and can also alter the pH of your intestinal tract in ways that make B12 absorption less efficient. Studies show that people taking metformin have a 19% increased risk of B12 deficiency compared to those not taking the medication. The longer you've been on metformin and the higher your dose, the greater your risk. This deficiency develops gradually, often over years, which is why it's frequently missed until symptoms become obvious. The symptoms of B12 deficiency can be subtle initially, but become more serious over time. Persistent fatigue and weakness that doesn't improve with rest is often one of the first signs. You might notice that you feel tired even after a full night's sleep, or that activities that used to be easy now leave you feeling exhausted. Neurological symptoms are particularly concerning for people with diabetes because they can mimic or worsen diabetic neuropathy. Tingling and numbness in your hands and feet, a pins and needles sensation, or a feeling like you're wearing gloves or socks when you're not, can all be signs of B12 deficiency. Some people describe it as feeling like their hands or feet have fallen asleep. Balance problems and unsteadiness when walking can also develop. Cognitive symptoms are increasingly recognized as early signs of B12 deficiency. Memory problems, difficulty concentrating, confusion, or feeling mentally foggy can all be related to inadequate B12 levels. Depression, irritability, and mood changes are also common, though these symptoms are often attributed to the stress of managing diabetes rather than a nutritional deficiency. One often overlooked sign is changes in your tongue and mouth. Your tongue might become sore, red, or swollen. You might develop mouth ulcers or notice that your sense of taste is diminished. Some people describe a burning sensation in their mouth or tongue. Anemia is a later sign of B12 deficiency. This isn't the typical iron deficiency anemia that makes you pale, but rather a type called megaloblastic anemia, where your red blood cells become larger than normal and less efficient at carrying oxygen. This can worsen the fatigue and weakness you're already experiencing. The challenge with B12 deficiency is that it develops slowly, and by the time obvious symptoms appear, your nerve function may already be affected. Some of the neurological damage can be permanent if the deficiency goes untreated for too long, which is why prevention and early detection are so important. Several groups of people are at higher risk for B12 deficiency beyond those taking metformin. Older adults naturally have more difficulty absorbing B12 because stomach acid production decreases with age, and stomach acid is necessary for separating B12 from the proteins in food. People following vegetarian or vegan diets are at risk because B12 is found almost exclusively in animal products. If you've had any gastric surgery, including procedures for weight loss, or if you have conditions affecting your digestive system like Crohn's disease, celiac disease, or chronic gastritis, your ability to absorb B12 may be compromised. People with autoimmune conditions affecting the stomach, such as pernicious anemia, may also have difficulty absorbing B12. The diagnosis of B12 deficiency is typically made through a blood test measuring serum B12 levels. However, interpreting these results isn't always straightforward. The normal range is quite wide, typically between 200 to 900 pg/ml, but some people may experience symptoms even with levels in the lower normal range. Many experts now believe that optimal levels for people with diabetes, especially those on metformin, should be above 400 pg/ml. Sometimes additional tests are needed for a complete picture. Methylmalonic acid and homocysteine levels can be elevated when B12 function is inadequate, even when serum B12 levels appear normal. These tests can help identify functional B12 deficiency in cases where the standard test doesn't tell the whole story. When it comes to food sources of B12, you'll find it primarily in animal products. Beef liver is one of the richest sources, containing massive amounts of B12, though it's not to everyone's taste. Fish, particularly salmon, sardines, tuna, and trout, are excellent sources. Shellfish like clams and mussels are also very high in B12 meat, including beef, lamb, and poultry, provides good amounts of B12. Dairy products like milk, cheese, and yogurt contain B12, though in smaller amounts than meat and fish. Eggs are a moderate source, with most of the B12 concentrated in the yolk. For those following vegetarian or vegan diets, fortified foods become crucial. Many breakfast cereals are fortified with B12, as are some plant-based milk alternatives and nutritional yeast. However, the B12 in fortified foods may not be as well absorbed as the B12 naturally found in animal products. When dietary sources aren't sufficient, B12 supplementation becomes necessary. There are several forms of B12 supplements available, and they're not all equal in their effectiveness. Cyanocobalamin is the most common and least expensive form found in most standard multivitamins and B-complex supplements. While it's effective for many people, it needs to be converted by your liver into the active forms your body uses. Methylcobalamin and hydroxycobalamin are considered more bioactive forms. Methylcobalamin is already in a form your body can use directly, which may make it more effective for people with absorption issues or genetic variations affecting B12 metabolism. Hydroxycobalamin has a longer half-life in your body, meaning it stays active longer than other forms. For people with severe deficiency or absorption problems, sublingual tablets that dissolve under your tongue can bypass the digestive system issues that interfere with B12 absorption. In cases of severe deficiency or malabsorption, B12 injections may be recommended. These are typically given intramuscularly and can rapidly restore B12 levels when oral supplements aren't sufficient. The dosing of B12 supplements varies widely, depending on your individual needs, current levels, and absorption capacity. Some people do well with the amount found in a good multivitamin, around 25 to 100 micrograms daily. Others may need much higher doses, especially initially to correct a deficiency. Doses of 500–1,000 micrograms daily are common for people with documented deficiency or those at high risk. Fortunately, B12 is generally very safe, even at high doses, because it's water-soluble and excess amounts are excreted in your urine rather than stored in your body. However, this doesn't mean you should take unlimited amounts. Very high doses can occasionally cause side effects like headaches or nausea in sensitive individuals. The timing of B12 supplements isn't as critical as with fat-soluble vitamins, but taking it with food can help reduce any potential stomach upset. Some people prefer to take it in the morning as part of their routine, while others take it with their largest meal of the day. If you're taking Metformin, developing a system for regular B12 monitoring is crucial. I recommend what I call the annual B12 check, marking your calendar to discuss B12 testing with your doctor at least once a year, or more frequently if you've had low levels in the past or are experiencing symptoms that could be related to deficiency. The interaction between Metformin and B12 doesn't mean you should stop taking Metformin. It's an excellent diabetes medication with many benefits beyond glucose control. Instead, it means you need to be proactive about monitoring and maintaining your B12 status as part of your comprehensive diabetes care. Let me ask you something important. Are you currently taking Metformin for your diabetes management? This information is crucial for determining your B12 needs and monitoring requirements. Metformin is prescribed to millions of people with diabetes, and if you're one of them, paying attention to your B12 status could significantly impact your energy levels, nerve health, and overall well-being. Now let's explore our third essential vitamin, vitamin C. While vitamin C might seem like the most familiar of our three vitamins, its role in diabetes management is often underestimated. Vitamin C is a powerful water-soluble antioxidant that plays multiple roles in supporting your body's ability to manage diabetes and its complications. Unlike vitamins D and B12, which your body can store for months or years, vitamin C needs to be replenished daily because excess amounts are quickly excreted in your urine. For people with diabetes, vitamin C serves several critical functions. First and foremost, it's your body's primary water-soluble antioxidant, meaning it helps neutralize free radicals and reduce oxidative stress. High blood glucose levels create additional oxidative stress throughout your body, like rust forming on metal. This oxidative stress damages blood vessels, nerves, kidneys, eyes, and other organs, contributing to diabetic complications. Adequate vitamin C helps combat this damage by neutralizing harmful free radicals before they can cause cellular damage. Chronic inflammation is another hallmark of diabetes, and vitamin C helps modulate your immune system's inflammatory response. By reducing excessive inflammation, vitamin C may help improve insulin sensitivity and support better glucose control. Some studies suggest that people with higher vitamin C levels have lower levels of inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, which is often elevated in people with diabetes. One of the most interesting aspects of vitamin C for people with diabetes is its potential impact on post-meal glucose spikes. Several studies have shown that vitamin C supplementation may help reduce the glycemic response to meals, meaning your blood sugar doesn't rise as high after eating. The mechanism isn't completely understood, but it may involve vitamin C's effects on glucose metabolism and its ability to improve the function of blood vessels, allowing for better glucose uptake by tissues. Vitamin C also plays a crucial role in collagen synthesis, which is important for wound healing. People with diabetes often experience slower wound healing due to impaired circulation and other factors. Adequate vitamin C helps support the body's ability to repair tissues and heal wounds more effectively. The health of your blood vessels is particularly important when you have diabetes, and vitamin C supports vascular function in multiple ways. It helps maintain the integrity of blood vessel walls, supports the production of nitric oxide, which helps blood vessels relax and dilate properly, and protects against the oxidative damage that can lead to atherosclerosis and cardiovascular complications. Who tends to need more vitamin C? People whose diets are low in fresh fruits and vegetables are at obvious risk. Unfortunately, many people with diabetes have been told to limit fruits due to their natural sugar content, which can inadvertently lead to reduced vitamin C intake. If they don't compensate with vitamin C-rich vegetables, smokers and former smokers need significantly more vitamin C, because smoking depletes vitamin C levels and increases oxidative stress throughout the body. If you're a current smoker with diabetes, quitting is obviously the most important step you can take for your health, but ensuring adequate vitamin C intake is also crucial. People under chronic stress, whether physical or emotional, have increased vitamin C needs. Managing diabetes itself is a form of chronic stress on your body, and life stresses can make diabetes management more challenging while simultaneously increasing your nutritional needs. The signs of vitamin C deficiency in its early stages can be subtle and easily attributed to other causes. Persistent fatigue and weakness that doesn't improve with rest might be related to inadequate vitamin C. Dry, rough, or scaly skin, particularly on your arms and legs, can be an early sign. You might notice that cuts and scrapes take longer to heal than they used to, or that you seem to bruise more easily than before. Changes in your gums can be an early indicator of vitamin C deficiency. Your gums might become swollen, tender, or prone to bleeding when you brush or floss. Some people notice that their teeth feel loose or that they have more dental problems than usual. Mood changes, including increased irritability, depression, or anxiety, can also be related to inadequate vitamin C levels, though these symptoms are often attributed to the stress of managing diabetes or other life factors. In severe deficiency, which is rare in developed countries but can occur, symptoms become more obvious and serious. Severe fatigue, joint pain, poor wound healing, and in extreme cases, scurvy can develop. However, most vitamin C deficiency in people with diabetes is subtle and chronic, rather than severe and obvious. Unlike vitamins D and B12, there isn't a standard blood test for vitamin C that's routinely performed. Vitamin C levels can be measured in blood plasma, but this test reflects recent intake rather than long-term status, making it less useful for assessing overall vitamin C nutrition. The best approach to ensuring adequate vitamin C is to focus on including vitamin C-rich foods in your daily diet, and consider supplementation if your intake is consistently low. The recommended daily allowance for vitamin C is 90 milligrams for men and 75 milligrams for women, but many experts believe that people with diabetes may benefit from higher intakes, in the range of 200 to 500 milligrams daily. When it comes to food sources of vitamin C, you have many delicious options that can fit into a diabetes-friendly eating plan. Citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and limes are classic sources, but they're not the only options, and some vegetables actually contain more vitamin C than citrus fruits. Red and green bell peppers are among the richest sources of vitamin C available, with a single red bell pepper containing more vitamin C than a large orange. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower are excellent sources that also provide fiber and other nutrients beneficial for diabetes management. Strawberries, kiwi fruit, and cantaloupe are fruits that provide vitamin C along with fiber that helps moderate their impact on blood sugar. Leafy greens like kale, spinach, and Swiss chard contain vitamin C along with many other nutrients important for people with diabetes. Tomatoes and tomato products provide vitamin C, and since tomatoes are low in carbohydrates, they can be enjoyed freely by most people with diabetes. One important consideration with vitamin C-rich foods is that vitamin C is sensitive to heat, light, and air. Fresh, raw fruits and vegetables contain the most vitamin C, and levels decrease with cooking and storage. However, this doesn't mean you should avoid cooked vegetables. They still provide vitamin C along with many other beneficial nutrients, and the fiber and other compounds they contain are also important for diabetes management. When it comes to timing your vitamin C intake, spreading it throughout the day is more effective than taking large amounts all at once. Since vitamin C is water-soluble and excess amounts are quickly excreted, dividing your intake helps maintain more consistent blood levels. Try to include a vitamin C-rich food or supplement with each meal if possible. For supplementation, vitamin C is available in many forms. Ascorbic acid is the most basic and least expensive form, and it's effective for most people. However, some people find that ascorbic acid causes stomach upset, especially on an empty stomach. If this is a problem for you, buffered forms of vitamin C, such as calcium ascorbate or magnesium ascorbate, may be gentler on your stomach. Time-released vitamin C supplements are designed to release the vitamins slowly throughout the day, which can help maintain more consistent blood levels. While these may have some theoretical advantages, they're typically more expensive, and the benefits may not be significant for most people. Vitamin C with bioflavonoids combines vitamin C with plant compounds that may enhance its absorption and effectiveness. Bioflavonoids are found naturally in vitamin C-rich fruits and may help improve the stability and utilization of vitamin C in your body. The dosing of vitamin C supplements varies widely, and unlike some vitamins, toxicity from vitamin C is rare because it's water-soluble. However, very high doses, typically above 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams daily, can cause digestive upset, including diarrhea, nausea, and stomach cramps in some people. The tolerable upper limit is set at 2,000 milligrams daily for adults. There are some important precautions to consider with vitamin C supplementation, particularly for people with diabetes. If you have a history of kidney stones, especially calcium oxalate stones, high doses of vitamin C may increase your risk of stone formation. This is because vitamin C can be converted to oxalate in your body, and oxalate can combine with calcium to form stones. If you've had kidney stones before, discuss vitamin C supplementation with your doctor before starting. Another important consideration is the potential interaction between high-dose vitamin C supplements and glucose monitoring. Some older glucose meters and test strips can give falsely high or low readings if you're taking large amounts of vitamin C supplements. Check the manual for your glucose meter, or ask your diabetes educator about whether vitamin C can affect your specific testing supplies. Most newer meters are not significantly affected, but it's worth checking to ensure your readings are accurate. If you're taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin, high doses of vitamin C might affect how these medications work, though this interaction is not well established and seems to be rare. As with any supplement, if you're taking multiple medications, discuss vitamin C supplementation with your healthcare provider. Here's a practical mini-habit you can implement today. Include one vitamin C-rich food in your breakfast or lunch. This could be adding sliced strawberries to your morning yogurt, including tomato in your lunchtime salad, or having a small orange as part of your afternoon snack. This simple habit ensures you're getting vitamin C early in the day when your body can use it most effectively. Now that we've covered all three essential vitamins, let me ask you an important question. Which of these three vitamins are you currently taking? Whether it's vitamin D, B12, vitamin C, or none of them, understanding your current status is the first step toward optimizing your nutritional support for diabetes management. Understanding how these three vitamins work, together with lifestyle factors, can amplify their benefits for your diabetes management. While supplements can be helpful, they work best as part of a comprehensive approach that includes healthy eating patterns, regular physical activity, quality sleep, and stress management. One of the most powerful lifestyle synergies you can create is incorporating a 10 to 20-minute walk after meals. This simple practice helps your muscles use glucose more effectively, reducing post-meal blood sugar spikes. When combined with adequate vitamin D for insulin sensitivity, B12 for nerve function and energy, and vitamin C for antioxidant protection, this daily habit becomes even more effective. Creating balanced meals that include protein, fiber, and healthy fats helps slow glucose absorption and reduce blood sugar spikes. The vitamins we've discussed work best when your overall eating pattern supports stable blood sugar. Vitamin C is better absorbed when taken with meals. Vitamin D needs healthy fats for absorption. And B12 absorption can be enhanced when your digestive system is functioning optimally, with adequate fiber and hydration. Quality sleep is another crucial factor that interacts with these vitamins. Poor sleep can worsen insulin resistance, increase inflammation, and interfere with your body's ability to use nutrients effectively. Adequate vitamin D may support better sleep quality, while B12 deficiency can cause sleep disturbances. Creating good sleep hygiene habits while ensuring optimal vitamin status creates a positive cycle for better diabetes management. Chronic stress can deplete vitamin C, worsen insulin resistance, and contribute to inflammation. Learning stress management techniques like deep breathing exercises, meditation, or gentle yoga, while maintaining optimal vitamin status, provides comprehensive support for your body's stress response systems. Proper hydration is often overlooked, but crucial for people with diabetes. Dehydration can worsen blood sugar control and interfere with nutrient absorption and utilization. Aim for adequate water intake throughout the day, and remember that some medications used for diabetes management can affect your hydration status. Now, let's talk about how to measure whether these vitamins are actually helping your diabetes management. Simply taking supplements and hoping for the best isn't enough. You need to track meaningful indicators that show whether your approach is working. The most obvious place to start is with your glucose monitoring. If you're checking your blood sugar regularly, look for trends rather than individual readings. Are your fasting glucose levels becoming more consistent? Are your post-meal spikes less dramatic? If you use a continuous glucose monitor, you might notice that your time in range improves, or that your glucose variability decreases as your vitamin status improves. Keep a log of your energy levels, sleep quality, and any symptoms like tingling, numbness, or unusual fatigue. These subjective measures can be just as important as blood sugar readings for assessing whether your vitamin optimization is helping. Many people notice improvements in energy and sleep before they see changes in their glucose readings. Regular blood work is essential for monitoring your progress. For vitamin D, recheck your 25-OHD levels after 3 to 6 months of supplementation to ensure you're reaching optimal ranges. For B12, annual testing is usually sufficient unless you've had deficiency or are experiencing symptoms. Your healthcare provider might also monitor other markers like hemoglobin A1C, inflammatory markers, or kidney function as indicators of your overall diabetes management. Don't forget to monitor for potential side effects or interactions. If you're taking blood pressure medications, blood thinners, or other drugs, regular monitoring ensures that your vitamin supplementation isn't causing any unexpected interactions. Some people notice changes in their medication effectiveness when they optimize their nutritional status, which might require dose adjustments under medical supervision. There are several common mistakes that people make when trying to use vitamins to support their diabetes management, and avoiding these pitfalls can make the difference between success and disappointment. The first major mistake is taking megadoses without medical supervision. More isn't always better when it comes to vitamins, and taking excessive amounts can actually be harmful. Vitamin D toxicity can cause dangerous calcium buildup. Excessive B12 rarely causes problems but is wasteful and expensive, and very high vitamin C doses can cause digestive upset and potentially interfere with certain medical tests. Work with your healthcare provider to determine appropriate doses based on your individual needs and blood levels. Another common error is supplement shopping, without first checking your actual vitamin status through blood tests. You might be taking vitamins you don't need while missing ones that are critically low. This approach is not only ineffective but can also be expensive and potentially risky. Always start with testing when possible, especially for vitamins D and B12. Never stop your prescribed diabetes medications thinking that vitamins can replace them. Vitamins are supportive nutrients, not diabetes treatments. They work best alongside proper medical care, not as a substitute for it. Always discuss any desire to change your medication regimen with your healthcare provider. A particularly dangerous mistake is ignoring the importance of diet and exercise while relying solely on supplements to improve your health. Vitamins work best as part of a comprehensive approach that includes healthy eating patterns, regular physical activity, stress management, and quality sleep. Think of supplements as insurance against deficiency, not as a magic solution that eliminates the need for healthy lifestyle choices. Some people make the mistake of taking all their supplements at once, without considering optimal timing and interactions. Fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D are better absorbed with meals containing healthy fats. Water-soluble vitamins like B12 and C can be taken on an empty stomach, but might be gentler with food. Spreading vitamin C throughout the day is more effective than taking large amounts at once. Another error is not considering medication interactions and contraindications. If you have kidney disease, a history of kidney stones, are taking blood thinners, or have other medical conditions, certain vitamins may not be appropriate or may require special monitoring. Always inform all your healthcare providers about the supplements you're taking. Finally, many people give up too soon if they don't see immediate dramatic results. Nutritional interventions often work slowly and subtly. It may take several months of consistent supplementation to correct a deficiency and see improvements in your energy, nerve function, or glucose control. Patience and consistency are key to success. Let me summarize the key points about our 3 essential vitamins for people with diabetes over 50. Vitamin D3 supports insulin sensitivity and helps control inflammation. If you spend limited time in the sun, have darker skin, or have been diagnosed with bone problems, you're at higher risk for deficiency. The 25-OHD blood test can reveal your status, and supplementation should be taken with healthy fats for optimal absorption. Vitamin B12 is crucial for nerve function and energy production, and it's particularly important if you're taking Metformin, which can interfere with B12 absorption. Fatigue, tingling, numbness, or cognitive changes might signal deficiency. Regular monitoring is essential, especially for Metformin users, vegetarians, and older adults. Vitamin C acts as a powerful antioxidant, may help moderate post-meal glucose spikes, and supports blood vessel health. While deficiency is less common than with vitamins D and B12, ensuring adequate intake through foods or supplements can provide important protection against the oxidative stress associated with diabetes. Remember, these vitamins work best when combined with healthy lifestyle choices and proper medical care. They're tools in your diabetes management toolkit, not miracle cures. The goal is to create a comprehensive approach that addresses nutrition, physical activity, stress management, and medical treatment in a coordinated way. The most important message I want you to take away from this discussion is that you have more control over your diabetes management than you might realize. Small, consistent changes in your nutritional status, combined with the diabetes care you're already receiving, can make a significant difference in how you feel and how well your body manages blood sugar over time. Your action plan should start with a conversation with your healthcare provider. Bring a list of the symptoms you've been experiencing: fatigue, tingling, poor sleep, frequent infections, slow healing, or any other concerns. Ask about testing your vitamin D and B12 levels if you haven't had these checked recently. Discuss your current medications, particularly if you're taking Metformin, and talk about whether vitamin supplementation might be appropriate for your situation. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick one area to focus on initially. If you suspect vitamin D deficiency based on limited sun exposure and symptoms like fatigue or bone pain, start there. If you're taking Metformin and experiencing tingling or fatigue, B12 might be your priority. If your diet is low in fruits and vegetables, increasing vitamin C-rich foods could be your first step. Consider your individual risk factors and circumstances. Are you spending most of your time indoors? Do you follow a vegetarian diet? Are you over 60? Do you have digestive issues? Have you had gastric surgery? Do you take multiple medications? These factors all influence your vitamin needs and absorption capacity. Start with food sources when possible. A diet rich in fatty fish, eggs, and fortified foods can help with vitamin D. Including more animal products or B12 fortified foods supports B12 status. Eating a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables ensures adequate vitamin C along with many other beneficial nutrients. When supplementation is needed, quality matters. Look for reputable brands that have been third-party tested for purity and potency. USP verification, NSF certification, or testing can provide assurance about quality. Remember that the most expensive supplement isn't always the best, but extremely cheap supplements may not provide what's listed on the label. Timing and consistency are crucial for success. Take fat-soluble vitamins like D3 with meals containing healthy fats. Consider dividing water-soluble vitamins like C throughout the day. Establish a routine that makes supplementation easy to remember and maintain long-term. Monitor your progress systematically. Keep track of your energy levels, sleep quality, any tingling or numbness, wound healing, and overall sense of well-being. Take note of your glucose patterns and trends. Schedule appropriate follow-up blood work to assess your vitamin levels and overall diabetes management. Be patient with the process. Nutritional changes often work gradually over months rather than days or weeks. It takes time to replenish depleted vitamin stores and for your body to respond to improved nutritional status. Consistency over the long term is more important than perfect short-term adherence. Stay informed but avoid information overload. The field of nutrition science is constantly evolving, and new research regularly emerges about vitamins and diabetes management. However, don't let every new study cause you to constantly change your approach. Work with your healthcare provider to evaluate new information and decide whether changes to your plan are warranted. Consider the broader picture of healthy aging with diabetes. The vitamins we've discussed are just one component of successful diabetes management as you age. Regular physical activity, social connections, mental stimulation, stress management, and preventive healthcare all contribute to your overall well-being and longevity. Build a support system for your health goals. This might include family members who help with meal preparation, friends who join you for walks, healthcare providers who support your proactive approach to nutrition, or diabetes support groups where you can share experiences and learn from others. Address barriers to success before they derail your efforts. If cost is a concern, focus on food sources first and look for generic supplement options. If you have trouble swallowing pills, consider liquid, sublingual, or chewable forms. If you frequently forget to take supplements, use pill organizers, phone reminders, or link supplementation to establish daily habits. Remember that diabetes management is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be days when your blood sugar is higher than you'd like, times when you forget to take your supplements, and periods when life stress makes everything more challenging. The key is to maintain your long-term perspective and get back on track as quickly as possible when you face setbacks. The intersection of aging and diabetes creates unique challenges, but it also provides opportunities for taking control of your health in ways that can significantly impact your quality of life. Many people find that the process of optimizing their nutrition for diabetes management leads them to feel better than they have in years. Improved energy, better sleep, reduced pain, and more stable blood sugars can create a positive cycle where healthy choices become easier to maintain. Don't underestimate the psychological benefits of taking an active role in your health management. When you understand what your body needs and take steps to provide those needs, you develop a sense of empowerment and control that extends beyond diabetes management into other areas of your life. Consider the long-term implications of the choices you make today. Preventing diabetic complications through optimal nutrition and lifestyle choices is far easier and more effective than trying to treat complications after they develop. The time and effort you invest in understanding and optimizing your vitamin status today can pay dividends in terms of your health, independence, and quality of life for years to come. As you embark on this journey of optimizing your nutritional support for diabetes management, remember that every person's needs are unique. What works perfectly for your friend, family member, or someone you read about online may need to be modified for your specific situation. Your age, gender, medical history, Medications, genetics, lifestyle, and personal preferences all influence what approach will be most effective for you. The relationship between nutrition and diabetes management is complex and multifaceted. The three vitamins we've discussed, D3, B12, and C, are important pieces of the puzzle, but they work best as part of a comprehensive approach that includes all the fundamentals of good diabetes care. Regular medical monitoring remains essential, even as you optimize your nutritional status. Your healthcare provider needs to know about any supplements you're taking, any symptoms you're experiencing, and any changes in your diabetes management routine. This partnership between you and your healthcare team, enhanced by your proactive approach to nutrition, creates the best possible foundation for successful diabetes management as you age. The science of nutrition and diabetes continues to evolve, and our understanding of how specific nutrients interact with blood sugar control, inflammation, and diabetic complications continues to deepen. What we know today represents our best current understanding, but staying open to new information while maintaining a stable, evidence-based foundation is important. Consider keeping a health journal where you track not just your blood sugars, but also your energy levels, sleep quality, mood, physical symptoms, and overall sense of well-being. Over time, this record can help you and your healthcare provider identify patterns and make informed decisions about your diabetes management strategy. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every small step you take toward better nutrition, whether it's adding a vitamin C-rich food to your breakfast, getting your vitamin D level checked, or having a conversation with your doctor about B12 monitoring, moves you in the right direction. Your commitment to learning about and implementing better nutritional support for your diabetes management demonstrates the kind of proactive approach that leads to successful aging with chronic conditions. By taking responsibility for understanding your body's needs and working collaboratively with your healthcare team to meet those needs, you're positioning yourself for the best possible outcomes. The journey of managing diabetes well over the long term requires both knowledge and action. You now have the knowledge about 3 critical vitamins that can support your diabetes management. The next step is translating that knowledge into action through testing, discussion with your healthcare provider, and implementation of appropriate interventions. Remember that this is not just about managing a disease, it's about optimizing your health and vitality as you age. The same nutritional interventions that support better blood sugar control can also improve your energy, cognitive function, mood, and overall quality of life. The interconnections between nutrition, diabetes management, and healthy aging are profound. When you provide your body with the nutrients it needs to function optimally, you create a foundation that supports not just better blood sugar control, but better overall health and resilience. Your future self will thank you for the time and attention you devote to understanding and optimizing your nutritional status today. The investments you make in your health now, through proper testing, appropriate supplementation, improved diet quality, and regular monitoring, compound over time to create significant improvements in your long-term health outcomes. As we conclude this comprehensive discussion of essential vitamins for diabetes management, I want to emphasize that you have the power to significantly influence your health trajectory. Diabetes doesn't have to define or limit your life, especially when you approach its management with knowledge, commitment, and the right support system. The 3 vitamins we've explored: vitamin D3 for insulin sensitivity and inflammation control, vitamin B12 for nerve function and energy, and vitamin C for antioxidant protection and vascular health, represent powerful tools in your diabetes management toolkit. When used appropriately, in combination with proper medical care and healthy lifestyle choices, these nutrients can help you not just manage your diabetes, but thrive despite it. Take the first step today. Whether that's scheduling an appointment to discuss vitamin testing with your healthcare provider, adding a vitamin C-rich food to your next meal, or simply beginning to pay more attention to the nutritional aspects of your diabetes management. Every action moves you toward better health. Your diabetes management journey is unique to you, but you don't have to navigate it alone. With the right information, appropriate medical support, and commitment to taking care of yourself, you can successfully manage your diabetes while maintaining your independence, energy, and quality of life for years to come. The path forward is clear. Work with your healthcare team to assess your individual vitamin needs, address any deficiencies that are identified, maintain optimal levels through appropriate supplementation and dietary choices, and monitor your progress over time. This systematic approach, combined with all the other elements of good diabetes care, provides the best foundation for successful long-term management. Remember, the goal isn't just to manage diabetes, it's to live well with diabetes. By taking control of the factors you can influence, including your nutritional status, you're taking a crucial step toward that goal. Your health is worth the investment of time, attention, and resources required to optimize your vitamin status and support your body's ability to manage blood sugar effectively. The information you've learned today gives you the foundation to have informed conversations with your healthcare provider and to make educated decisions about your nutritional support for diabetes management. Use this knowledge wisely, implement changes gradually and safely, and maintain realistic expectations about the timeline for seeing results. Most importantly, maintain hope and optimism about your ability to manage diabetes successfully as you age. With the right knowledge, support, and commitment, you can continue to live an active, fulfilling life while keeping your blood sugar well controlled and preventing complications. Your journey toward optimal diabetes management through better nutrition starts now. Take that first step, and then another, building momentum toward better health one day at a time. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today, and every positive choice you make contributes to a healthier, more vibrant tomorrow.